fishy, fishy, fishy. They hate it. So I'm gonna be setting up a tank. Setting up a tank for these daisy blue rice fish I got. Right now they're in some water from the tank they were in before, and I'm going to be doing this whole thing start to finish because I don't know how to edit videos yet, so hopefully we'll stay on track and remember to be descriptive. These are the first rice fish that my local fish store ever carried, and they've been open in the Rust Belt for 51 years. So I love that they got some rice fish in. They listen to what people are interested in, what's new and trending, and here we are. I wanted to separate them out from the tank I had them in so that maybe we can get them to breed. They were in with some guppies and mollies, and they probably think their eggs are just delicious. So we're going to move them out of the way, but we're going to keep them close because maybe they'd like to see their new home being built. Get familiar with it ahead of time. And while it is new construction, new tank, new place for them, this is a super old antique tank I hadn't planned on using until I got to my new house, but I thought, hey, let's put them in it for now. I'm using just what I have, so that's what I'd like to show is I didn't go out and get anything. I don't even really have substrate to put in it because I don't want to put, I only have gravel. I don't have any extra sand. My soils and stuff I use in tanks is all packed away for the new move. So we're just going to keep everything soft with showing the house. This tank might have to get moved around and I really want to baby it. I'll get into the story of this antique tank and another one of a different design that I have in another video. But for now, this isn't the normal tank that we set up. I'm just gonna do what I have and make it work for now. There's gonna be plenty of material from established tanks in here. It's gonna be cycled right away. There's only 4 of them. I forget. I think this might be about 3 gallons. Sorry, guys. So let's start with number 1. I'm gonna get some filter floss in there. It's gonna be a little makeshift filter in the bottom here. Somewhere for that wonderful good bacteria that's gonna come in with the old mom to grow. Just gonna fit it in there. And next I'm going to put an air stone in. I'm going to put a valve on it so I can, you know, make sure it's not bubbling them all around there. You don't want your tank to look like a pot of boiling water, and unless you have some fast flowing fish, even then you kind of want to go in a certain way. But I digress. We're going to put this is my first air stone that's one of these nice little flat dudes. So put it in off to one corner. Attach some tubing to it. Not too long because this tank's little and just going to be on a desk or wherever I have it. Like I said, it might need to get moved around a bit. Having a little trouble. There we go. You know you want to be able to slide on down. Twisting and pushing. We'll get it down there. Oh, this is going to be a nice tight fit. Yeesh. Let's bear with it. While we're talking, or while we're doing this, I'd like to add that my local fish store had these marked as a type of killifish. It's a Daisy's blue rice killifish. So I didn't know that. If that's incorrect, somebody wants to catch me on it, but I thought that was interesting when I learned that. And what I like about that is that means they don't need heat, because they're not getting any in this little antique tank, so sorry guys. And while we were talking about how I don't have much left from having everything packed up, I'm actually going to be using a little bit of a plastic thing now. I got rid of all my plastic plants when I switched to normal, except for this matte one, because things love it. Moss attaches to it. It's nice to plant things down into. I don't, obviously it was out of a tank. I don't use it often, but it could be a good for now thing since this is just kind of a temporary setup before we move. I do have the little bit of substrate that I scraped together. This was just on the bottom of a bin I had somewhere. A little bit of dirt, a little bit of sand, a little bit of gravel, some dry hair algae. Some nice things to get the tank started. And to help hold this plastic thing down, especially with the bubbles coming up, it's going to want to load up, so this will work just fine. And add a little nutrients for the plants that will go in, the real deals. Alright. So I have some water. This is from a tank, a well-cycled trusted tank. I was hatching killifish eggs in here. There's a couple shrimp, some snails, a little bit of plant, and a little bit of mom down here. But I'm going to pour that in as a start. That filter floss nice and soaked. Start the process ASAP. Yeah, get in there. You too, snails. Anybody that stays in there is going in the pea puffer tank. Believe me, you'd rather be in here. Alrighty. Next, I'm gonna add a couple other things. These are some wood bits that I had in tanks before. Now it's gonna float at first, but it's really thirsty and porous. You heard that? I called you thirsty. Did it to your face. You know you're thirsty. Okay, so a little bit more to add, and a little java fern tied to a rock here. Plump that in. Maybe it will like to flow in the water, maybe, or in the bubbles, maybe not. And a nice big patch of moss from one of my other tanks. Doesn't look like much now, but it's really gonna flop up whenever it gets wet again. Or it is still damp, of course. I'll put it under so when this wood floats up, it doesn't take the moss with it. I want to keep that down on the bottom because I'm going to be adding a bunch of pothos to this tank. Pothos, whatever. And I don't trust the soil that this came in. I'm not going to mention where I bought it, but I'm sure there's fertilizer, chemical fertilizers that I don't trust, so who knows what. We're going to get rid of all this. Shake it out. And you know what? I think I'm actually going to give it a rinse here. So I'm going to take it over to the wash sink that's past the camera. So I might get it weird here for a second. It's all good. Hold on. Oh yeah, lots of dirt coming out. Run my fingers through the roots and get as much as I can out. Now, if this was a soil I trusted, I wouldn't care so much, but I want the best life for these rice fish. So let's all enjoy the sound of running water while we wait. Looks like it's almost clean. And voila. Give it a nice little shake. And this is going to be fun because when this wood floats up, it's going to help kind of hang these guys around. And separate them and move them around and kind of make a cool route for us for these rice fish once all the water goes in. Okay, and I'll fix it all up later. Escape it, if you will, but there we go for now. Wipe off on this towel. put the towel down just because like I said, I'm gonna baby the crap out of this antique aquarium. And I am gonna add the fish in later on. We'll show a little update on that. I'm gonna start by filling up the water, and I'm actually gonna use all water from an established tank. So I have been up on my water changes lately, I think. But that'll really help get that process started. So I'm over here in another tank off camera, just dipping my jar in. Maybe those snails will take a ride in now. Nice water sound again. Oh yeah, here we go. Nice and slow now. Okay. Maybe a little more. Still have the water from the tank that the killies were, or the rice fish, I guess we learned. We can call them killies, maybe. Maybe, baby. Here we go. Alright, looking good. That wood's starting to float up and lift those pothos up. Making a nice little place there. And like I said, we'll get this air going. Everything will get a little better sorted out. We'll clean her up and show the video in a little bit, but just want to get this tank going. And let's see, let's get it in air pump going with it. I have a little portable one. I haven't tried it actually hooked up to anything yet, so let's give it a go. And see if I put that up hose on. Oh yes, beautiful. Look at that. They're excited over here in the jar. You can't see them, but I think they're gonna be happy in here. I love the little bubbles that come off of the disc. I don't know how well you can see that, but that's why I wanted to get one of these discs. I think it's super cool. I'll bury that later and hide it up, make it look nice and pretty like I said. And get these guys to stand up. Sometimes I look for like clear clothing pins or something, just to, but there's enough in here. It's just gonna take some time to get their roots sorted, see which way they want to stand up. Alright, we'll put them over here. Check them out. Now, I haven't seen them besides on the internet before, and in real life, and I mean, they're stressed, they're not even super colored up yet, but they're stunning when you see the light hit their blue eye. Very blue iridescence, especially in the back half of the body. Beautiful orange coloration, and they're I guess that would be their pectoral fins. They're like really high up, like funny little, I don't know, I just like looking at them. They're really gorgeous. Beautiful silver color too. And I can't wait to take care of their babies. So let's give them a go in here. They should be fine because like I said, this is already tank water. Hopefully we don't overflow and get them all in. Whoop, we are. Oh well. Last one will go in and we'll take some water out. No problem. sure there's no live friends in there. We are good. Here they are over here. Say hi. Yeah. You'll get used to it, friends. We're gonna get you some nice, yummy live food. We'll turn that air off for a moment. Quiet it down. They're already looking for food. They're hardy little guys, so these should be all good in the hood. Like I said, we will come back. Check them out later. Get some other light over here on them. Alright. Now, like I said, I'm trying to not have this video go on forever, and I mean, you guys don't need to watch me super clean everything, I don't think. If you want to, hey, comment, I'll do it some other time. But I'm gonna really pretty this guy up. I'm gonna drop the water a bit too, because I don't want them jumping. Shrimps going by down here on the bottom. You probably can't see them, but looks good. I will give you guys an update when she's all shined up and pretty. But until then, you know, I took my time putzing around and we're just under 17 minutes. With stuff I already had laying around. And the reason I'm pointing that out is you want a little pretty fishy tank to look at, don't stress. If you know somebody with a fish tank already and you know that they're good at it and the fish are healthy, borrow some of that mom. Oh, believe me, they don't need it back, but just need to get that bacteria and that good live bacteria in there going. No additives. You know, unless I would have used fresh water, I would have put chlorine remover in. But other than that, plants. And I would have dirt and sand, but I literally don't have dirt and sand. And that's the way the cookie crumbles, but we make it work. There's filter floss in here, and the age things, the water straight from the other aquarium, the mom. Happy little green place to escape to during this crazy year. Alright, bye for now, my friends.